So this is the first time that I have been caught up with Tower of God, and I'm able to talk about the present content and discuss things that could potentially happen in the upcoming arc. Feels very good. It feels very good to be able to talk about Tower of God. Now, as I've said, I finally caught up. I made a video last week, and I did a discussion video on Rachel and how I felt about her. I talked about just a certain little thing, my reactions to some scenes, but overall, I'm finally caught up. So here I am to talk about the latest chapter that came out Monday. So it seems like this is a Monday release series. Okay, I'm glad I know that now. I didn't know exactly what date it came out on since I was just binge reading it when I was catching up, and now that I know it comes out Monday, that's a good thing. So next week, when it comes around, it'll be much simpler for me to actually read the newest chapter. So anyways, with that being said, the latest chapter, oh my goodness. So, the cliffhanger we have. Kartika and the Yellow Prince are about to have a conversation about the ring. This is something I've been very curious about since its introduction and focus on it since the early stages of Season 2 of Tower of God. Because when I was catching up to Tower of God, there was something always off about, you know, the Yellow Prince's ring. His ring just, it was different. It had Jihad's symbol on it, but at the same time, the way it was always focused constantly throughout the season, I'm like, this ring obviously has something very significant about it. It's very, very important. I've even theorized that it's a potential possibility maybe he's like a child to Jihad or something. I've even thought about that. And the point is that after all of these mysteries, all of this build-up, and finding out Kartika has a ring as well, which has been focused quite a bit throughout the journey of Season 2, and I have seen it, we are finally getting the conversation between these two characters. And I'm willing to bet that it's going to be a lot of characterization for these two characters, clarifying the backstory to Kartika and what led him to be a part of Thug, what led, you know, the Yellow Prince to be in his situation right now, and also his previous life before, you know, he met Bam and all of them. I'm willing to bet we're finally going to get some clarification, which makes me very excited for the future chapters, because I've been dying to know. I was honestly a little bit upset that I wasn't able to find out any information on the ring before I caught up, because I was like, you know, when you're trying to binge read, you're expecting to get a lot of answers, and when you don't get those answers, you're like, fuck, I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to legit wait now on a weekly basis to get my answers, which sucks, but at the same time, it's great because I get to discuss content with all of you that's fresh and everybody doesn't know what's gonna happen next, so there's no potential spoilers unless you're, you know, the writer of the series. So anyways, with that being said, excited about that. I'm very excited because I've been waiting for that information for just so long. Well, probably not as long as many others. I've been with the series for years, since technically I'm just a newcomer to Tower of God, but you get my point. Anyways, though, we have it also where Rachel has definitely got a power-up. That is officially confirmed. I mean, it was kind of already confirmed in the previous chapters, but now we know. So she has some form of creature protecting her and keeping her safe, and I'm willing to bet in due time this is going to be probably a double-edged sword. I feel like this creature that's following around Rachel is going to be something that is going to help her out, but at the same time, though, it might be something that turns around and harms her too, because judging by the design of it and judging by how Rachel is as a character, I feel like that type of creature that's with her is very menacing and probably something that's not good at all. I mean, even for herself in general, I feel like it's something that will potentially harm her too. I mean, right now it's protecting her, but I feel like the thing probably can change attitude rather quickly depending on how her emotions are. I feel like her emotions play a major part in however this creature reacts to others around. I mean, let's think about what happened to Bam a couple chapters back. When Bam and her were having a convo, we had to where some blood came out of Bam's, you know, cheek. So which showed that this creature was able to attack him and harm him without him even being aware of it, but also it showcased the fact that emotions probably play a part in it. Whoever she's angry with or disgusted with or wants to harm, you know, it'll probably harm them. So if she probably thinks different type of emotions, it might even affect her as well. So there is a lot of things that we could speculate about this new creature that is helping her out. And also we got to remember that this technically wasn't hers, that how she got it. For instance, she just didn't develop an ability and have this. Someone gave this to her. One of the 10 great families gave this to her, which proves that it's not necessarily her. So it could easily turn against her since this creature is a pawn of someone else. So, yeah. Anyways, I know this is probably not going to sit well with a lot of readers of Tower of God, as I've discussed in my discussion video on Rachel last week. Rachel's a character that everybody despises, for a good reason. I mean, she is just a petty piece of shit. I mean, what she has done, she is selfish, and probably one of the luckiest characters in this series. Maybe not for strength-wise, now she actually does have something, but she is just someone that's been hard carried so far up the tower that it just is bullshit. It's legit bullshit. She honestly doesn't deserve everything she has gotten. However, it makes her character very fascinating, because she obviously knows a hell of a lot about what's going on in the tower, and she's just not telling us at all. So I really like her character. Even though she's a piece of shit, and, oh, I despise her, I like her character, because she's fascinating. And I do enjoy seeing her interaction with Bam, because she's one of those big things that tie him down and cause him to not really progress, which in a way is a negative thing. It's not a good thing at all, actually. But at the same time, though, when Bam does finally let go of Rachel completely, that will signify a lot of development, like massive amount of development for his character, and I feel like this upcoming arc we're about to get into, we're going to get a lot of information about Rachel, we're going to get a lot of information about whatever's really going on in the tower about Jihad and all that, and then on top of that, we're probably going to have this arc focused around if Rachel can be redeemed or not, if Bam can actually forgive her, if Bam could, you know, actually ever think of her as a friend ever again, or will he completely give up on her. I feel like that's what this arc is really trying to signify, because of just what it's being focused on with Rachel getting a power-up and all of that. So, anyways, let's also talk about, you know, Yuri's scene. So, Yuri, oh my god, like, I love Yuri, she's a great character. She's been a very fun character on the journey of the Flora Death arc and all of that. I loved her. And what she said to Androsi, I think that's how you pronounce her name. If I'm saying it wrong, please forgive me. But, I like what she said in this chapter. She's like, I am the law here, bitch. Like, oh my god. Like, that made me laugh. Like, I busted a gut just the way she said that to, you know, Androsi and all that. Because she's always someone that is very strong-willed. She's someone that takes charge and leads everybody. And just seeing how Yuri's able to kind of, like, say, I'm the law here, bitch, you listen to me. It's a nice difference in her character. Just a big contrast, like a difference compared to how she normally is in each arc. And seeing Yuri, how she's, like, teaching her, but at the same time just being, like, this older sister figure that's, like, get in line, get in place. I truly enjoy this exchange between the two characters. So, that was a funny moment. That was a legit funny moment. Sadly, we didn't get to see, you know, Androsi beat the shit out of Rachel, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, judging by this new power that Rachel got, and since we have it to where Androsi, she was actually weary of it, there's a potential possibility Androsi wouldn't have been good. She would have probably been in danger, serious danger, if she would have continued to fight Rachel, which we gotta remember, once again, I'm not saying Rachel's strong, just remember that that creature was given by one of the 10 great families, so automatically, that puts that way above someone like Androsi right now where she's at in terms of her level. Now, Yuri, she'd probably be fine, depending on how strong that creature is, because we, once again, gotta remember, 10 great families, give that, so we don't really know the level of that creature, or how far it can go. We don't know if it can evolve and get stronger. We don't really know, so it's left in just the dark right now. We don't know what could potentially happen with Rachel's new power. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day, or night, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.